Hello, Local 304. I wanted to do another video this week because obviously there was a audio issue with last week's video. So I'm going to try to recreate what I said last week. So there's not a lot that's happened since Friday to report new, but let's just start back where we started from last week, right? So line clearance, kind of an update. We had the Line Clearance Coordinating Council met in the Great Northwest. Went up to Portland area and we looked at their training facility, try to see how they do both the hands-on and the related technical instruction. And then we got back together in Des Moines, Iowa last week and looked at how we put that all together with the Electric Training Institute and get us a federal standard and get some skilled training for our line clearance tree trimmers out there. So still in the organizing phase, but I think we're looking to get a product that's going to be ready to roll out. We really hope that we have a presentation for the 22 RBW locals that are part of the Line Clearance Coordinating Council when we meet at Construction Maintenance Conference there at the end of March in DC. So we'll keep you informed as we move forward. We're looking at whether that should be a standalone or whether it gets hooked up to the area AJTCs through our outside construction. Westar, I got update there on that utility worker classification last week. They held a meeting in Topeka, and all of the AMI meter installers and meter readers that were left are now been moved into that utility worker classification, which keeps their employment with the company. Also, that utility worker classification is designed to try to get rid of some of the unskilled labor that we have out there doing contract work. So I'm really happy. It's been a long process to get it in place, but we're glad it's there. And now I ask you, the members, to let us know how it's working in your area. So if you got utility workers showing up there, I'd love to know what they're doing and how that work is received. We're still dealing with some jurisdictional issues in the Evergy merger. Signed the teledata agreement last week, and now there's another one on the PBX, so kind of the contact center communication stuff. So we're dealing with that. Obviously, next year in negotiations, we're hoping we can do something collaborative so that we can be successful. KGAS, I need to make sure that all of our apprentices have their Code of Excellence training. So for those of you out there, if you have apprentices working in your area, if you haven't heard already, I set something up for Manhattan on the 26th. I'm working with the Salina McPherson area right now, and Topeka I'm waiting on a date. If there's anybody out there that I'm missing, please let me know so I can work with local supervision. I'd really like to get the Code of Excellence training ahead of the all apprentice meeting that's going to be held 1st of March. So contact the office if you have an apprentice that I haven't just mentioned their area. Along that same line, we're going to be doing steward training on March 23rd here at the hall. So I think we've got a pretty good list of stewards. If your area doesn't have a steward and you've got an opportunity to give me a name, we can look at that for my appointment. So March 23rd is that training, and I know we're going to be bringing Wolf Creek in also, so it's important that I have a good list of names. Construction, our books are finally starting to pick up a little bit, and we do have one open call, at least the last I knew. I don't know if that got filled today, but there was a substation down in Parsons working 610s. So you can find construction hands. You can obviously find that information out on the website. So pay attention to that, electronic dispatch. So we post those jobs about 6 o'clock at night. So you can bid on them overnight, and then we hold that till about 9 in the morning. So if you have any trouble, you can call the hall. We open up at 8, so you can make sure that everything's flowing forward that way. State House update for you. Local unions were up at the State House last week because Senate Bill 361 and House Bill 2586, and I think there's been a steward comp sent out since then too to give you information on who your committee members are. But basically, that legislation is just bad for unions. They're coming after public worker sector like they did in the Janus Supreme Court ruling, and it really was aimed at non-right to work states. Where Janus was in Illinois, and so now trying to bring that into right to work states is just ludicrous. I mean, it's just a way of pounding on unions, and so we need to fight that battle. And those candidates out there that are not friends of labor need to understand they're putting their jobs in jeopardy. At the local meeting last week, we appointed our judge and teller for our judge and tellers for our upcoming elections this year. I'm going to try to do this every time we get together, so that you're aware of kind of the timelines of what that election looks like. So, very, very procedural, that we stay out of the limelight of DOL. So we'll make sure we're doing everything right. Rich Toledo is going to be the judge, and I know Rich runs a tight ship, so we should be fine. Organizer update for you. At the local meeting last week, we brought in 12 new members, and so I know that shows that our organizer training's working. David escorted several more of our union members up to Indianapolis, and Steve Allen helped out with that as a fellowship teacher, and so that was great training for our members, and we're looking to build that army that's going to make us successful in the future. One of the things that is becoming very apparent is that when you start looking at away from just internal organizing, but start looking at external opportunities, especially in Evergy, there's a big difference in benefits between union and non-union. So want to get that information out there. We've built a spreadsheet to be able to answer any questions you have on that. So please contact the office if you want more of that information. We'll try to get that, especially to our wind techs and design techs that I know are interested in that. So appreciate Local 304, and I think that's kind of updates you from where I was last week, and this time I hope you can hear it. So we'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot.